get this question all the time. Am I supposed to believe or not the information about Medicare commercials that are everywhere on TV? I'd tell you the following, which is it's like talking to your teenage child. Where were you last night? Out. Who were you with? People. Not wrong, but not necessarily the information you are seeking. I'll review this commercial coming up next. So if you want to instantly feel old, all you have to do is realize that Jimmie Walker, what was he? I guess the Jeffersons? I think that's it, right? You know, that Jimmie Walker is now Medicare eligible. So even today, I get call from a person with a lot of commercial experience, who is turning 65. He says to me, I see a bunch of commercials. We're turning 65. Am I supposed to believe it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this 1-minute commercial that is copied from YouTube. You know, I'm going to replay and rebroadcast the commercial, and I'm going to stop pretty much, you know, after every sentence to evaluate whether or not you can believe what's sitting in the commercials. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Jimmie J.J. Walker. If you're on Medicare, listen to this. I called the 1-800 number to see what extra Medicare benefits I could get. An actual person answered, looked up my zip.
Okay. An actual person answered and looked at my zip code. Well, it's not going to be a robot, and they're going to look up your zip code. The reality is that everyone who fills out the form on GH2 benefits, I ask them what their zip code is. And the reason I ask them for the zip code is because the different plans, selections, prices differ by zip code. In other words, let's not confuse some like magic as if the person on this line alone has some kind of secret recipe. That's going to be your common theme. I'm going to say this word once. This is a commodity. This is common knowledge. Let's continue.
Zip code, and boom, I was offered extra benefits like dental coverage, including dentures, extractions, fillings. Plus,
okay, so this is dental, and the fact is this particular commercial is talking about Medicare Advantage. Okay. About Medicare Advantage. On this channel, you'll hear my way of describing Medicare Advantage versus Medigap. This is the number one question that people have. I reviewed it, took an hour. I could have gone 3 hours. At any rate, let's just keep going, because now we're going to get into here saying that there are these extra benefits, and here is where the line becomes very, very fuzzy.
Prescriptions, transportation, meals, and so much more, all at no additional cost. And then
Okay. Here's the issue. Here's the guts of my issues with these commercials. There's no distinction being made between supplemental benefits, where you have to pay extra, and embedded benefits, which are included inside the plan. Okay? Most Medicare Advantage plans have some group, some offering of supplemental benefits at a price. Many plans have benefits embedded inside the plan. The idea that prescription drug coverage, for example, while it looks like something special, it isn't. Most Medicare Advantage plans have prescription drug benefits inside the plan. The extra stuff they talked about on dental, for example, extractions, other major benefits, major restorative dental, isn't usually inside embedded. It's usually supplemental. And that usually has an extra cost. This commercial merges the two as if they're all at zero. It's simply not the case in every instance.
I asked about the benefit that adds money to my Social Security check. And get this, I'm entitled to an extra $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year added to.
Okay. So is this true? Yes. This does exist within a subset of Medicare Advantage plans. Subset. Okay. A couple of observations. First, this is generally, and by generally, I'm going to explain that in a moment, this is generally HMO only. So when you think through Medicare Advantage, you must distinguish, I have a 200-page book that I've written out of, for the better part of 10 years, right? In other words, all my appearances, whenever I say, if you're thinking about Medicare Advantage, you need to understand network. You need to understand the mechanism between HMO, PPO. Okay? HMO, you must have a primary care physician and your healthcare providers have to be inside the network. Otherwise, you have to pay 100% of the cost. Now, is it better in Medicare Advantage for other plans? It is. It is. I've told persons on many other broadcasts, PPO, for example, you can go to your specialist without seeing the primary care physician. You can see out-of-network doctors. At least you will get covered. This can happen around the country. That is all true. That's not the set of plans here. While the market can move, we don't know what it's going to look like for 2022. I'm saying that these commercials that are giving you this teaser to tell you, hey, you can get $100 a month back into your Social Security check, well, that can be true within a particular subset of plans in a particular location. There's nothing to say that these plans always exist every single year. There's nothing to say that these plans won't go from some plans give you more than $100 a month back to your Social Security check. There's nothing to say that that doesn't change annually. Again, Medicare Advantage, annual contract, and that's code by me to help you understand that if you understand that general concept, that means every moving detail is subject to change every year. That is the inherent nature of Medicare Advantage.
To my Social Security check. And I was like, dynamite. Call the 1-800 number on the screen and see what you may be entitled to.
Okay. And now the walk back. Because you can just hear, right? We've just spent the last 10 minutes trying to pick apart even a 50-second soundbite. I'm able to find not complete information, incomplete information. Some plans can, some plans cannot. Their objective is to get you to call. Now, do I think that these numbers are invalid? No, I don't. No, I don't. But my point here is that you have no control over the person that you're actually speaking to. You have no control over who that background is. You have no idea of any of their experience, command of these details. Do they have licenses? I'm quite sure the answer to that is yes. Otherwise, these organizations, which are pure brokerages, just like GH2 benefits, right? It's like GH2 benefits, which is that those numbers, you're going to be called and transferred to a call center or directly to a person sitting at their home who has a license. And I'm not disputing any of that. What I am disputing is whether or not they're going to have complete control of the details as given here. And for that, you need to be careful. As I told the person who reached out to me, a client who sister is my client, mother is my client, okay? That person, the youngest, turning 65, still doubled back to me to ask, Jay, can I believe what's in the commercials? And once I explained to them that it's like that, young child that you ask questions and they're elusive while not telling an untruth, the completeness, the accuracy, the explanation absent here in this commercial. Last point, which is, you notice this commercial is not from a carrier. The standard of, control, the standard of regulation, the standard of supervision governing carriers is different. You will not see the national carriers. You will not see any carriers, candidly, speaking on a commercial with something which is wrong. Because the reality is that some of these commercials, and this is just a simple example, these commercials aren't from the carrier. The carriers have to get their commercials approved by the federal government in advance before they roll them out. I don't want to make this a 2-hour video, right? These are just some of the highlights of things you need to keep in mind, because these commercials are not going to slow down. They are not. It's not conceivable that we will have any let up or slow down in the number of commercials we'll see. Why is that? A third of the market is buying Medicare Advantage. Medicare Advantage carriers, they predict, and maybe even conservatively, that we're going to half the market of Medicare beneficiaries going to some type of Medicare Advantage plan. Not even talking about those retiree plans whose group plans are dominated by group Medicare Advantage. Something to keep in mind. Hopefully you liked today's video. If you did, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget the notification bell. It helps out the algorithm a lot. If you have questions, be sure to send emails, phone calls to the information there on your screen. Thanks.